Hey YouTube, this is Julian with Julian Tech Reviews, and we're here with another video. And today we're going to talk about my first 24 hours with the iPhone 17 Pro Max. But before we get into that, please like, subscribe to this channel. We greatly appreciate it. Thanks for all the love and support. But let's get into it. So a very interesting 24 hours with the iPhone 17 Pro Max here. And I want to start off by talking about the setup. I'm an Android guy. And one thing that Apple offers a transition from an Android to an iPhone is the iOS transfer app. It's called Move iOS, and I used that, downloaded it on my Android phone, and was able to transfer at least my accounts, my call log, my text messages. You could do the photos, but that would take forever. So it only took me about an hour or so, but I was a little disappointed with the transfer. Not only that I couldn't transfer over all of the apps that I've already downloaded. It would be nice to have, at least download all the apps that were on my phone, but it is what it is. So I spent the latter morning downloading all the apps that I need that are essential. Which I would have done a lot more, but I just kind of mirrored my Android home screen and just kind of went at it. So that's just a little bit, issues I had early on. I want to talk about downloading the apps. So downloading the apps was essential. You can go into, I haven't had an iPhone before, so it's not anything new, and I can just go into my app store and then go into my apps right here, and then you can just kind of download it, or you can just go in there and you see the little cloud with the little down arrow, and you can just go at it. And so that's what I did. So it was really easy. When I first opened and turned the phone on, it asked for a software update, so it has the latest software on there. It asked for my Apple Pay, which I was able to set up, and I do like the Apple Pay setup a little bit better than the Samsung and Google Wallet setup, just because you can essentially confirm all your details on the Apple Pay. It seems like less of a hassle. I'm not sure if any of y'all are having any issues with that whenever you're setting up Apple Pay, but I am a little bit. But it was just really easy setup. I've always had my Apple Watch Ultra. I reviewed this in the past, so I just rebooted it, reset it to sync to this phone. I also had my AirPods Pro 2. So I had these as well. So getting back into the swing of Apple was pretty much a cinch. Now, one thing about getting the Apple Watch Ultra 2 on the new iOS, you have to make a software update, which took forever. I would say probably about 30 minutes at least, just to get the latest software compatible. But it was downloading, to be fair, the new iOS 26 or whatever for your Apple Watch. So just keep that in mind. All right, so let's talk about the battery life. The battery life on this phone is absolutely amazing. I had no charging at my desk. I had charging through Apple CarPlay, but there is no worry about my battery life. It has been absolutely amazing. If it wasn't for having my Android next to me trying to make sure that I get everything transferred over, and I just had this by itself, the battery life is living up to its name. Now, one other thing that I noticed about this is this very liquid glass software. It's very seamless, and it feels very smooth to the touch. You can just kind of move it around. You can definitely feel the 120 hertz refresh rate in there. So what a smooth experience that you get with the iOS 26. So that's a thumbs up when it comes to the software, but are we really surprised? I do like the fact that you can customize and you can choose a full straight up clear app situation, but I don't want to do that because I can't see anything. So Apple needs to probably work on getting this a little bit better suited for eyes, I guess. I don't know. One of the first things I did was slap my glass tempered glass on top of it because I want to protect it. And I also got this Binks case brought to you by the company Binks that I reviewed on this channel. And they provided me with the tempered glass case. Also the case outside of it, which is very thin, which is MagSafe compatible. And then they gave me one of these MagSafe ring stands. But we'll review that later. So I have this fully protected, so no issues there. I would say just going on the photos, really easy. So I took a couple of photos today and just point and shooting. I mean, it looks very clean. It's raw. I mean, there's no like editing, and just walking the little mall area near my job, and it is nice and easy to point and shoot. I even did a video today. So I just walk into my office building. As you can see, this is my view of the walk. So I just wanted to shoot a little bit, zoom in a little bit. It was a little clunky on the zoom, so I don't know if that's a deal breaker or not. It is my first 24 hours, so let's just keep that in mind. I did a little bit of a zoom test, so took a picture from the wide angle, get the ultra wide, and then just got a little bit closer, and that was it. That was cool. Now sound wise or visual wise, I went on YouTube and had no issues setting up YouTube. I really do like the iteration of YouTube on iOS, so pretty much the same. The sound quality is very loud. You can turn up the volume. And
one of the most common questions that I actually get is, what are the best non-Tesla electric cars that I could buy? And I always like making videos about like answering the most frequently asked questions, but if you'd asked me to make this video.
So as you can hear, the sound quality is Apple's top-notch sound. Definitely feels surround sound when you're just sitting there looking at it, but I usually have my AirPod Pro 2s right here, so it's definitely a good listening experience. One other thing I like to use is the this little customized button, but I leave it as the silencer because I'm used to having that on Android, like OnePlus phone or any other like Chinese branded phone. So I do like that option there. Now, I want to say the point and shoot, which is good. This camera button is pretty nifty. It is a little bit more sensitive, I want to say, than last year, because I mean, I barely touch it, and you can kind of see when you're pointing and shooting. It gives you just a little bit pressure, and it automatically shows you camera styles, all that related to your iPhone when you're using the camera. But I really do like the camera button. It's not ultra sensitive to where it just comes on automatically, but it is pretty cool. I'm still getting used to the design, but I showed a couple people on my job today that do like iPhones. They noticed immediately, just this giant, surface right here. I mean, it is very interesting, but like I said before in my video yesterday, that Apple is probably distinguishing itself by getting this phone, designed to make it seem like it's a new design. But to me, it's a little bit iPod Touch-ish. So I think it makes it a little bit cheaper when it comes to design, the look at least. Don't shoot the Messenger. That's just, how it looks, because it has this giant, plateau right here. But overall, I would say my first 24 hours is a major success. I can't wait to get a full week's worth of it. The battery life is insane. The software is insane. The compatibility and the connectivity with the Apple ecosystem is second to none. But this is Julian with Julian Tech Reviews. Thank you for joining us for this little 10-minute, 24-hour review of the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Peace.